Hey guys, Stealth here, and welcome back to From the Depths, where we are looking at our target. This is called a mothership, or at least it's a mothership type. This is the Dawn, 99% left on its hit points, carrying 1300 materials and worth another 39,000 all by itself. It's slowly taking up some fuel, but not too severely. It has a lot of energy and a decent store of ammo. Right now it's too far away for either Seawolf or Virginia to engage. Although Virginia seems to think about that slightly differently. Virginia has already started firing torpedoes at it. Actually, at this point, Seawolf is also joining in. So we have quite a few torpedoes. Yeah, see, you don't have the range. Quite a few torpedoes on the way towards this thing. And we also have, off to our starboard side, at least, yeah, if I can find starboard, we have our little highly explosive raft. It's just a little bit of propulsion, an RTG, some batteries, an engine, an AI, and a whole bunch of nuclear or thermonuclear warheads. Because somebody asked in the comments, can you build a nuclear missile in this game? I don't believe so, but this is the closest we can get. This is the closest thing that we can sort of recreate. Now, it looks like our dawn over here is not so much approaching dawn as much as sunset. Yep, it's taking damage. Off to its port flank. See, this is where it becomes quite vulnerable. These pylons aid in buoyancy of the boat and carry weapon systems. At least they did. That's not likely to happen for much longer. And I think that we are not getting detected by it because it's simply not doing anything. This thing is only attached with two beams, one high above the water, one in the water. Still considering sending out my raft. Okay, Seawolf offline, Virginia offline.
Turning off.
Undock, off you go. There's Virginia. This thing is now down to 91%, so its port flank pretty much lost all the weapons.
Water mode at your in control now.
Alright, so we have sent out the suicide raft at this point. Let's see where it's at. Might still be trying to surface. Oh. I did disengage it, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Where are you? What the hell is that thing? Is that what we're shooting at? Judging by the amount of damage it's taken, absolutely. Look at that, there's almost nothing left of its primary hull. Seems like its engine's still there. Nope, never mind. Okay. Well, so be it. How the hell did I... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there's 20,000 resources on board. What about what we can get from that kill? That's another 2k. Let's go get it.
You're in control now.
Actually Virginia's a bit closer.
You're in control
Ginny,
now.
go get it. So we still don't have a target for our raft. What are we to do with this thing? I want to see what it's like when one of those things goes off. So we're going to get a good distance away. And then we're going to detonate it.
Awaiting
Nothing
your
nearby.
order.
At this point I cannot see Seawolf anymore, so we should be far enough away. Whoa! And that was just one of them underwater. Just imagine what that raft can do. That has a lot of explosive firepower. Hang on, are we looking at a target here? We are. An Atlas. Of course it had to be an Atlas, because an Atlas is an aerial craft. We cannot attack an aerial craft. At least not with that explosive thing. We'd have to make some sort of small flyer, which is still packing a nuclear warhead, and see if that can get the trick done. But for now, it's not that useful. So I'm dragging it back below the waterline. Every time I seem to detach this thing in order to try and get something that can get blown up, it either already dies or turns out to be an aerial craft. Neither of which is very interesting.
Gunnery enabled. Gunnery enabled.
Alright. Let's keep making turns towards that Atlas over there. It's not particularly valuable. Well, it's about 15k. I think you can get about 10 to 15, maybe 20% of the damage that you do to it if it explodes. These things, they're pretty easy. They're basically large airships which are kept airborne by those balloons that you see on there, as well as those spin blocks. Made a bit too much of a turn there. Let's come back a little bit. I need to be within about 1500 meter range in order to get the kill on that thing. Otherwise my AA missiles are not going to, or my surface-to-air missiles are not going to be in range. Okay, we're running at best speed. Still though, if this thing is in the plane harder, which is where we still are, I think it's still a bit easy. Let's see if my AI already knows that there is a threat down there. Or up there, rather. Radar buoys not tracking anything. Sonar buoys not tracking anything. So at the moment it doesn't know. Okay. Not sure what the range is. Let's have a look. 2800, that's way too far. We cannot make 2800. Now, one of you guys mentioned in the comments that I should have a look at building an arsenal ship. In case you're not familiar with it, an arsenal ship is basically a boat or a ship which has a significant number of missile launchers. I have built one of those things in the past, mainly as a test to see if it works, and yes, it does work, but there are some caveats to it. One, it eats resources for breakfast. It's really, really resource intensive to build, and in order to keep it going, you're going to have to add a lot of ammo. And of course, ammo storage means that you're very susceptible to getting exploded. Two, if you have a missile boat, that's the way that I had it set up, that has, for example... Oh, we have another target, by the way. If you have a target which is particularly quickly to kill and you have 40 missile launchers on it, that's what I had on that one, then you run into the problem that, for example, 15, maybe 20 missiles can kill it, and the other 20 that you launch are just wasted. They are just not going anywhere. So in order for that to work, I would have to separate it into smaller sections and try to have those be launched. And third, I find that torpedoes, so subsurface missiles basically, travel a whole lot farther than surface missiles or aerial missiles. Simply because they have less resistance. For some reason, air resistance in this game or rocket motors are a lot less efficient than torpedo propellers. Now, I wonder if it's in range already. Not yet. Let's see how close we can get. And that other thing on the horizon over there, that's the Essen. And nope. Distance from launch pad, a little under 1500. These guys are already duking it out. Atlas at 100, Essen at 100. Atlas. See, the Atlas doesn't have that much firepower. But it looks like the Essen doesn't really have any firepower. Or at least none to speak of. Oh, here come the torpedoes. Hit. 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 Seawolf, turn your AI off.
You're in control now.
Ooh, that struck a nerve.
Moving now.
I'm going to slow Seawolf down to the point where I'm stopped. And then we're going to send up that raft. Eventually. Where is it? Now what are you doing? Ah, there you go. You were still getting to the surface. That's the problem. Right. There's the Atlas, which does seem to have taken some damage, potentially from my subsurface-to-air missiles. Oh, this is gonna be good. At least I really hope so. I want to see what that thing does. Where is it? That's Seawolf. Where are you going? Well, you are heading to the target. Ah, there you go. Okay. Well, can we still detonate these? Yeah, we can still detonate them manually.
Moving now. Moving now.
Come on. Just ignore me. I'm an unarmed boat.
Moving now.
Not a problem. Shit, it's capsizing. An unarmed boat, don't mind me. It's riding the ship. Come on, come on, come on. Closer.
Moving now. Moving now. Moving now.
Closer. Closer.
Moving now.
Even closer.
Moving
I
now.
wonder, I wonder, I wonder. Closer, 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 closer. Yes. Let's set it off. Oh. Okay. Actually, that was a bit underwhelming. It looked great, I'll give you that. But I'd expected it to wipe this boat clean out. That's not what it did. What do you mean it's still alive? No way in hell. Fragments of the boat have somehow survived. And now we can rebuild it. Okay, Seawolf, go for gunnery. How how the hell did that thing survive? I mean, both this one, so the Essen, as well as my, well, detonation craft. Oh, it looks like the Atlas is not doing too well either. I like the visual effects though. Look at that. That looks like my anti-air missiles. Fragmenting everything on impact. That looks like it may have hit the explosive or the ammo section. Not enough. There's the Essen firing. Torpedoes are about to strike the Essen. 2 damaged. Left 1800 resources. Next is the Atlas. And the Atlas is now considered a surface craft. So my torpedoes can now do damage to it. And soon there's not likely to be an Atlas anymore. I wonder what we're going to launch at it. Probably torpedoes. Yep. Seawolf has opted for torpedoes because surface-to-air missiles or anti-air missiles are not considered for anything above 5 meters or anything underneath 5 meters, I think. And it looks like these torpedoes are coming in from Virginia. Yep, that's the Virginia trying to basically double team this thing. It almost managed to respawn all of those balloons. 2 damaged. It's going down. Yep. So we did 110 points of fragmentation damage and almost 800,000 points of explosive damage. Hang on. Yep. Our raft is back. Because there was, what, 6% left? We were able to lock onto something with the tractor beam, bring it back in, and that's when, where are you? Over here, these repair beams. That's when these things all started fixing our explosive boat. Ah, this is ridiculous. Welcome to From the Depths, where everything is possible. Virginia, fall in. Alright, my trusty sub. I really like the design of Virginia. I think it looks a lot better than mine, to be honest. Definitely good design. Zorbaltas, well done. Right, so here we are. With the big question of where do we go now? Because it seems to be a lot of hurry up and wait. Hello, Vanguard.
Moving now.
Let's have a look at the Vanguard. Vanguards are really, really small craft. I believe that these are propeller boats. Not 100% on that. 4,000 materials. If we blow this thing up, it's only going to take 1 salvo, and it's probably going to get us, I don't know, 800 if we're lucky. And at this point, I think it's just out of range. If my AI knows it's there in the first place. That's another question. Do you know it's there? Raider boys are definitely not tracking it yet. And my detection system says it's above 1500 or above 2500. So anything else in the scopes? No, looks like it's just that thing. Not seeing any other red blips on the edge of the screen. So that's just it. You know what?
Turning off.
Turning off. We're going to give our little Explodey boat... Give me a good name for that thing. Because I keep calling it our explosive raft or suicide boat, whatever. Let's give our Explodey raft another chance to perform its magic. Well, it's a rather explosive, violent magic, that is. I think it takes a little while to surface. But again, how did 6% of this thing survive? That's a neat feature. Let's make sure that Virginia doesn't do anything. We're still launching sonar buoys. That was not a torpedo. Okay, technically a torpedo or a sonar buoy is a form of a torpedo, but whatever. Off you go, little one. Onto your fiery end. Let's see. Let's track the course of this thing. Where exactly is the target? Okay, so that's still a ways off. Yep, it's a radar boat. I believe that in the campaign these are some of the earliest designs that you can come across. They are sporting a light advanced cannon. I was going to say and something else, but no. Well, they can ram you and do some nasty melee damage, if that's what you could call that. I wonder, how well is this thing at detecting stuff? How good are you at doing that? Because I'm seeing an AI. And very little else. I could park Seawolf right underneath this boat, hop out and try to just take it over. Because I think that this design may not have been updated yet, where the point, or to the point where they had the detectors. I think that they don't have any detectors on board, so they don't know what's coming. And boy, is something coming for them. Slight distortion in the water there. That must be the surface craft. Maybe some sort of flyer would be better. I'm just not sure if I can have that thing detonate in time. No, I wouldn't really know how to control this. Well, yes, actually, an ACB. That could work. But it's too far away. So I cannot actually build on top of this thing right now. But an ACB, which would tell all of these blocks to detonate if closer than to threat, that could work. That could be enough to set it off. Literally. How are you doing for power? You're doing fine on power. Speed 828 meters per second? Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, it woke up. Moreover, it's actively returning fire. I wonder if it's going to make it.
Moving now. Moving now. Moving
Keep
now.
going directly for the target.
Moving now.
Now we may not have been able to hit the Essen. Or at least, well, we hit it, that's for damn sure.
Moving now.
But I wonder if this thing can be taken out in one go. Come on.
Now. Moving now.
Commence your turn.
Moving now. Moving now. Moving now.
That thing's probably wondering why the hell is that boat getting so close. Well... Oh crap. We're losing explosive devices. Half the boat's gone. Shit. Fine. What? It won't go? What do you mean it won't go? Something is up with this thing, because it's not taking any damage, or it's not... No. Something is up with our Explodey raft. Virginia, open up. Sorry, Seawolf, open up. One good salvo should do it. In the meanwhile, let's see if we can drag this thing back below the waves. You can call this cheating if you like, the way that I'm just instantly getting it out of the conflict area. And getting some torpedoes into the conflict area. Here they come. Oh boy. You probably don't even know what's coming for you. Yeah, like that. One hit. Blew off his whole AI. 2 hits, blew off his whole hull. Goodbye. 227 resources. Yeah. Well, I suppose that was to be expected. Cheap craft. Not a lot of resources on board. Easy to kill. Makes sense. Okay, so how can we... I was going to say explode. How can we improve upon this design for this vehicle over here? Because right now... There we go, it's being repaired. I think maybe the game doesn't quite understand the fact that these things have already been detonated once. And are now getting detonated again. I imagine that that might be confusing to the game. Yep, we're gonna fill that up. With the exception of that one, that's going to be an ACB. How do we set this up? Because, see, this is just a block. That is not classed as a weapon system. I think we're going to have to be a little crafty with this. How about this? Controller. This is going to be an explosive warhead. And this is going to be a proximity fuse. I want you to fire that thing. So fire this missile when effect range doesn't matter. Activate weapon system. Activate if enemy range is less than 15. Let's go 10. So here's what's going to happen. This automated control block is going to look at if there is anything closer than 15 meters. If yes, fire off this one, which is really nothing. It's just a proximity fuse and a warhead. And the proximity fuse is going to detect the own boat. There is no ejector, there's no propulsion on this thing, so it's just going to immediately explode, taking all of these things with it. That's the plan. So we're going to have to get a little crafty with that. I hope it works. We'll have to see about that next episode, because this one has run its course. If you have any further ideas on how to explode, here we go again, on how to improve this thing, let me know down in the comments, and otherwise I'll happily see you soon for the next episode. See you then.